What's going on, Tampa? I am here with Steve Anderson, the chairman of the Historic Monuments on the Riverwalk, and he is on the board of directors of Friends of the Riverwalk. And we're going to talk a little bit about what's going on the Riverwalk. So, Steve, tell us a little bit about the monuments.
Oh, hello. Well, there are 24 historic monuments right now, and they represent the people in this community over the past 200 years that have created long-lasting, permanent impressions and benefits for the city. People that literally built this city in the last, well, since it was created. So that's what it's all about, how to recognize those people, how to honor them, and how to help Tampa and visitors to Tampa to understand that we have a rich history here. So that's what they're all about. They're, as you've said, they're a product of the Friends of the Riverwalk. That's a 501c3 organization that we created about 10, 12 years ago, initially for the purpose of helping to raise money to build the Riverwalk. It was unfinished until recently. And then after that, to help activate the Riverwalk, make things happen. And the monuments that we put up now, the 24 sprinkled all along the Riverwalk, that's part of the purpose for people as they're strolling to to have a place to stop every once in a while and read a little something about Tampa and our development, to help teach their kids. And it's really cool because as you've seen, we have the QR code on each one, and it's really great for me as I'm down here from time to time to see small families or even large families gathered around a monument, and some of them are reading the monument, the plaque on the monument, and some of them are reading their iPhones or their smartphones and reading through the QR code. So that's really what it's all about. That was the inspiration, the logic of making it happen.
Now, you said you had 24 monuments here, and I was told that there is a very selective process to get a monument on the Riverwalk. How does one get on the Riverwalk in monument form?
That's a great idea or a great question. Well, people are literally dying to have their monuments on the Riverwalk, and one of our very strict requirements was that the person has to be deceased at least 15 years. And there's real logic to that. It eliminates any politicking, which has been a big problem in some cities that have tried to do this. But with a 15-year time period, you really don't have much politicking. We haven't had any here. The other thing it does is it gives time to see if there's something that we don't know about the person, and usually things come out, negative things come out within a few years. So all of these people have been vetted that way. The selectivity of the process, the first thing we did was create a selection committee, 9 historians, all well-known, recognized, most of them published. From this area, we have a couple from the History Center, including Rodney Kite Powell, who chairs that group, and he's the curator here. So we created a committee that really was above and beyond criticism. in terms of its ability to make decisions. And so that committee meets, and their sole purpose is to make these selections, 6 a year. And later on it may be 1 or 2, but until now it's been 6 a year. They alone make that decision. I raise money, and I make things happen, make the monuments appear, and do all of those administrative things. But I have nothing to say or do about the selection process. Again, we did that so that it was a very transparent and pure process. So, and that's all that's it. The mayor, the city council, no one has ever interfered with our selections. They've, as far as I know, everybody's been very happy with that.
Now, I know that you guys have monuments here of famous people. Are you guys planning on expanding that at all? Going further, doing events maybe?
Actually, we do have plans. A year ago, we unveiled our hopes and our designs for 3 event monuments, rather than recognizing individuals who've had a significant positive impact, recognizing what we call 3 transformational events in the history of this community, events that perhaps kept this community alive or kicked it into gear economically. So we have plans for 3 of those. They're much larger than the individual monuments. They will take a good bit of space, and they will also take a good bit of money, but we have those plans.
And now tell me a little bit about the Friends of the Riverwalk. Now obviously you guys do the monuments that are on the Riverwalk, but what else do you guys do?
Good question, because we do a lot more than just the monuments. They just happen to be one of our first significant projects. Friends of the Riverwalk, again, it's a nonprofit 501c3 that we commenced during Mayor Iorio's term. She made building the Riverwalk a priority, and thank goodness, in fact, Mayor Buckhorn has considered the same thing. Understanding, I think, and they realized the value of the Riverwalk to the city, and the ability of the Riverwalk to really become the core, the center of activity here. So anyway, the Friends of the Riverwalk was created to help the city build the Riverwalk. And we raised several $1 million in the early days to assist the city. We took on some specific projects. We gave money to some boat docks, because we know that that boating and the water craft are going to be very critical to the development of downtown and to the Riverwalk. And we would contribute money to the city when they needed matching funds for some part of the Riverwalk. We did a lot of the pavers along the Riverwalk and things of that nature. And then since then, when it became apparent that the city had raised enough money to complete the Riverwalk, then our focus became activating the Riverwalk. And so that's really the critical aspect of something like this. You've got sticks and bricks, but if the people aren't there, you don't really have anything. So the Friends of the Riverwalk, our first project was the monuments, the historical monuments, to give people something to read and see when they stroll along. And we've done other things, like we do the annual River Fest in early May of each year. We have $35,000-$40,000 people in various activities along the Riverwalk for a 2 to 3 day period. It's been enormously successful. We centered it around the Mayor's Mac and Cheese event, but we have lots of entertainment. We have so many bands, so many activities for kids and parents. And I think that we, this past year, reached close to 50,000 people on the Riverwalk. And so the more people we bring to the Riverwalk and see it, they're going to come back. If you walk it now, you'll see it's pretty crowded almost all the time. Things of that nature. We do a lot of small events and assist other groups in having events along the Riverwalk just to activate it. So artwork, music, entertainment, anything and everything that brings people here.
All right, let me get one more question in here. What is next for Friends of the Riverwalk and the Riverwalk in general?
Well, thank goodness we can all be proud of the fact it's built. It's beautiful. And I'd say the Friends of the Riverwalk in the future is its primary focus is still going to be activation, building events like the Riverfest into something that people from all over the world will want to come to. Now we have a pretty good group coming from all around the country, but we want it to be to help create Tampa as a destination. And so that will be the primary thing. But there are a lot of other things that the Friends of the Riverwalk will be involved in. I think helping to create that waterborne activity along the Riverwalk is going to be very important to us. The current chairman of the Friends, Troy Manthe, has a water taxi operation as well as a dinner cruise operation. So he has helped, I think, the Friends really attack that need for more water activity. Keeping the Riverwalk clean and beautiful, I'm sure we'll be called on over the years to help with that, because we want to keep its maintenance at the highest possible level so that people will walk away and remark how beautiful it is and how well kept it is. So, and who knows what other projects there will be, wherever the need is, whenever the mayor comes and says he needs help, or wherever our membership thinks there's a need. I think we're very flexible in doing that.
Well, thank you for your time.
Well, thank you for having me.
I look forward to seeing what you guys do next.
Absolutely.
Opening this shot. If not, oh well. What's going on, Tampa? I am here with Steve Anderson, the chairman of the Historic Monuments on the Riverwalk, and he is on the board of directors of the Friends of the Riverwalk. That'll be an edit.
There you go.